So let's get the last one, then we roll out. Dividend yield. What's the formula for dividend yield situation? Value per share equals what? Dividend per share over DY. So we need dividend per share. The DY, we will use the proxies DY, right? But they said we shouldn't adjust, so we're going to stick with that. But we need to calculate dividend per share. Now, we have finished reading the note, but we didn't find dividend per share. But the examiner gave us a clue, which we can use. So what's the clue? It says that, note 3, Killer Alumi's current ordinary dividend cover computed based on the above draft account is 4. Okay. So if I'm giving dividend cover, I can work my way back to get the total dividend. Then I can get the dividend per share. So we're going to work backwards. So stay with me. Let's go. What is dividend cover? Dividend cover equals the dividend attributable to the equity shareholders. Okay. So dividend attributable to the equity shareholders divided by what? Dividend paid to the equity shareholders. Stay with me. Stay with me. So if we go to the question, were we given anything like dividend paid somewhere in the question? Nope. The firm. Okay, so let's go. So this is the formula for the dividend share. May say cover dividend. What kind of school did you attend? So what are we making the subject? So we need a numerator, the dividend that will be attributable to the equity shareholders. Now, if you check, the entity made a profit here of 12,320 because they said the dividend cover was calculated based on the above. So you can't use the adjusted thing to work out. So we're going to assume here that the earnings or the profit for the year is going to come. So that will be our numerator. So that is 12,320. Then we subtract dividend to the preference shareholders, which George highlighted a moment ago, the 600. That then gives you dividend attributable to the equity shareholders. This is the principle in the takeaway that we spoke about. Number 2, that dividend of preference shares must be considered in the calculation of earnings per share and dividend per share. So you saw that in the earnings per share workflow, we subtracted the preference shares dividend. In the dividend per share workflow also, it has to be subtracted. Principles. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. So let's divide by the dividend payable, which we don't know. So dividend cover is 4. So we get the dividend paid to the equity shareholders. So we do cross multiplication to get a dividend paid to the equity shareholders. And so what do I have from this and that? The numerator. 600 from
11,720.
11,720 divided by 4. Because the 4 will come and divide it. What do I have?
2,930.
2,930. Good. All right. So that's the idea there. 2,930. Okay. So let's now calculate. Now you have the dividend paid to the equity shareholders. But we are looking for dividend per share. So you can now calculate dividend per share, which is the dividend to the people divided by the number of equity shares. Is it still, is it 12,000? Yeah. Can I have an answer coming up, please? 0.2. What? I missed the other figure. 0.24. Okay. Is that figure confirmed? So now that we have the dividend per share,
Yes.
okay, we can calculate the value per share, which is 0.24 over the dividend yield of the proxy firm, 4.25%. This is purely ratio analysis. So, what do we have? I'm getting 5.4.
5.3.
3 or 4, yeah.
How am I getting 5.6.
It should be 5.3.
I'm getting 5.6. So
Or
is
5.65.
yeah.
I'm also getting 5.65.
So 5.34. No, what are you punching? Relax. Am I picking a wrong figure again? Oh, sorry. It is 4.52, not 4.25. Sorry. All this is part of the Zogbo situation. No? Go and pick a wrong figure. So the 5.4, what? George, your squat. 5 point what?
It's 5.3. No, 5.3.
3. Okay. That's it. Do this 15 marks. 27 minutes. What do you want again? So slide 1 in that
The more
regard.
grease to our elbows.
Definitely. Definitely. So slide 1 there for this. Slide 2. Slide 3, the dividend yield valuation and the workings we did to adjust the profit. So you see, I say this always. It's not just about how many questions you solve. I know there is a part of your brain that is telling you, I need to solve a lot of questions. Yeah. But you can solve 10 million questions. If the principles are still not with you, each of the questions you pick, you will not be able to succeed. So I really need you to grab the principle, especially the key takeaways that we highlighted on. Let this be by your side. This is your takeaway under business valuation. So when you pick any business valuation question, you know, I need to pay attention to the context of the question. I need to understand what is going on. You know, I must adjust PE ratio, DOI ratio, unless otherwise I'm told not to, like in this question. You must know how to deal with those other principles here. And that is what you need. Once you get the principles, when you see the question, you can apply the principles. It's not difficult. It is the principles and the application, which is lack of understanding of English language. And you know, I say that all the time, not that, as I say always, it's not like I'm disrespecting you like you don't understand English, but it's English. So that is it about that. We wrap up here today. And God willing, next week, we will see where else we can go. Susuka is a reconstruction question. We will come to it and see how we could use that as a guinea pig to also revisit financial reconstruction again, you know. Then the question 3, standards, some serious issues there.